Hey there, actors. Welcome back to Casting Actors Cast, the podcast for actors who want to stay sharp, stay inspired, and stay ahead in the ever changing world of acting. I'm your host, Jeffrey Dreisbach, and today we're diving into some top notch resources that can help you keep up with the industry trends, gain insights, and level up your acting career. Whether you're fresh on the scene or a seasoned pro, these are must have tools in your actor's toolbox. All coming up on this episode of Casting Actors Cast.
This is Casting Actors Cast. Jeffrey Dreisbach brings you insights and inspiration. Make a difference in your acting and your acting career. Here's Jeffrey Dreisbach.
Well, hello, and welcome to today's episode of Casting Actors Cast. I'm a casting partner with Pat McCorkle at McCorkle Casting in New York. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. Looking forward to talking to you about my favorite resources for actors. I don't think this gets talked about enough. In my last podcast, I talked a lot about the business side and how having a business head can be helpful. This today is a continuation of that because having awareness of what's taking place in the industry, not only in terms of the auditions that are coming up, but what's going on. How about those actors that you really like? Who manages them? Really getting as much information as you can because we all know information is power. But first, let me just thank you for tuning into the podcast. I invite you to go to the website, castingactorscast.com. There, you're going to find all kinds of goodies for you. The first thing to do, in my view, in my request, is for you to fill out that form that says dive into the talent pool. Now, listen, it gives me your name and your email address. That's it. I don't spam you. I don't abuse that at all. I might, on occasion, shoot an email to you regarding a really cool episode that I think is worthy of your time, but that's very rare. I don't do it on a regular basis. I'm not one of those guys. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not like sending stuff out to you on a daily basis, hitting you up for something. That's not my deal. I'm a very busy person. As a casting partner, I've got a lot to do, but I love doing these podcasts and I'm going to continue to do them as long as you are out there. I'm going to continue to put these podcasts together. But like I say, this is not like a cottage industry for me. This is just for the love of it. Honestly, that's what that's about. But I will tell you this, there are some freebies to help motivate you, perhaps. If you want a free 100-page book on doing voiceover work, simply filling out that form called Dive into the Talent Pool. It just gives me your name and your address, like I said. That opens up a book on doing voiceover work. It's 100 pages that I wrote called Conversation Pieces Out of the Studio, the Voiceover Workshop for Professional Actors. I think you'll find it very valuable and useful. Also, there's a private video, an exclusive video only for those of you who fill out the form. It's called Casting Secrets, What They Don't Tell You. So it's a private YouTube video. It's 20 minutes, I guess, in length. And I think it's really kind of fun and helpful. I think you'll find it very useful. At least the feedback that I'm getting says that. It tells me that. Also on the website, you'll see a course that I'm teaching called The Art of the Audition from Creative Coaching Partners. Also, my book, it just got published. I'm so excited. It's called Jeff's Jots, The Actor's Career Playbook. You're going to find that on Amazon.com. You're going to also find it linked to it on the website as well. And finally, it's really cool to be on the Broadway Podcast Network. That's where we're emulating. Emulating? Is that the word? I guess that's the word. Please tell your friends. Let others know that this is out there, completely free, giving you all kinds of tools and advice and information that I hope that you will find useful. Okay, is that the housekeeping done? Gosh, I hope so. But finally, I do have a shout out to my friends at Actors Connection, actorsconnection.com/New York. All right, done with that. Let's get started. So here are 10 really excellent sources of information and resource material that I think is absolutely invaluable for you as an actor. Number one, of course, has to be backstage. We have an industry classic called Backstage. This platform has been a go-to for actors for years. I remember when I started as an actor, there was Backstage. I always called it my 75 cents worth of anxiety because I just put myself through so much fear. And that's not really a negative. It was because it has tons of audition listings for film and TV and theater and voiceover work, but they also, I have to say, they offer excellent career advice with articles, with interviews with industry professionals, and tips on perfecting your craft. Plus, they regularly cover changes and trends in the industry. So, listen, you'll always be up to speed on what's happening. That's Backstage. Just Google it. Backstage.com, I think is what it is. Again, it's a terrific resource out of New York. Number two is casting networks. Casting networks. If you're looking for a place to manage your acting profile, find auditions and submit to casting calls. Listen, Casting Networks has you covered. This is one of the most widely used platform for casting directors and agents. So keeping your profile up to date on Casting Networks is a real no-brainer. They also give you industry news and tips on things like self-taping and advice on managing your career. Gosh, did I blow that one? It's a really useful tool, especially in the digital age. So casting networks, do look for them. They're great. Number three, Actors Access. Of course, you know that we can't talk about resources without mentioning Actors Access. I have to tell you, this is a fantastic platform where you can submit to auditions directly and keep your reel, your headshots, and your resume in check. Now, listen, Actors Access is connected to Breakdown Services, which casting directors like we at McCorkle Casting use to post roles. So this site is really a great way to get your foot in the door for major productions. They even offer tools like Showfax, by the way, that lets you download sides for auditions. Definitely a resource to have in your arsenal. Actorsaccess.com. And so I think that that's just one of the many, and I'm going to give you some more right after this.
Are you wishing for acting success? Are you ready with audition techniques for theater, film, and television? Are you ready with proven methods for growing your talent? Are you ready to boost your business? It would help if you had a playbook to guide you. Now, there's Jeff's Jots, the Actor's Career Playbook by Jeffrey Dreisbach. Jeff's Jots at Amazon.com, CastingActorsCast.com, available in paperback, hardcover, or ebook. Stop wishing and start doing with Jeff's Jots, the Actor's Career Playbook.
Welcome back. The next resource for actors that I think is just undeniably useful is Playbill. Playbill.com. For all you theater lovers out there, Playbill is the ultimate source for Broadway and regional theater news. They cover casting announcements, show openings, industry trends, and even offer tips for auditioning and networking in the theater world. Plus, you can find listings for upcoming auditions. Also, it's a great way to stay in the know about everything happening on the stage. So do check that out. And also, as we move into this resources for actors, podcasts for actors. I mentioned that we're on the Broadway Podcast Network, and that's awesome. If you're listening to Casting Actors Cast, then my guess is you probably love podcasts. At least I hope you do. And I love that you're here. There are some excellent podcasts to check out there, including Audrey Helps Actors, where Audrey Moore dives deep into the business side of acting and the actor's life. Jenna Fisher, she shares her experiences and insights from years in the business. Now, both are filled with really great advice and interviews and real talk about what it takes to thrive in this industry. Moving on from there, you might not know this, but Actors Equity Association, AEA, Actors Equity Association, Listen, if you're involved in theater, then Actors Equity Association is just a really good resource that you should be familiar with. Not only do they advocate for actors' rights, they advocate for actors' working conditions, but listen, they also provide essential updates on industry trends, especially concerning stage contracts, of course, equity auditions that are out there and available, and development in live performances. Many times they will have free opportunities to audition for casting directors. They'll have workshops. So keeping up with AEA news can really help you understand the changing landscape of the industry, particularly when it comes to union, but also for non-union work. So even if you're not an equity member, why not check out this website for those kinds of opportunities that you might not have thought of? Okay, number 7, IMDb Pro is your one-stop shop for staying up to date with industry professionals and projects in development. IMDb Pro, it's a subscription service, so you have to pay some money for it, but it is more than just a database of films and actors. IMDb Pro gives you access to contact information for agents and managers, as well as behind the scene details about casting, production companies, and upcoming releases. This can be a game changer if you want to know what's coming down the pipeline and who's working on what. You must check it out, IMDb Pro. Number 8, The Hollywood Reporter and Variety. You know what? Staying informed about entertainment industry news is a must. And two of the best sources are The Hollywood Reporter and Variety. Now, both of these publications cover everything from casting announcements and film reviews to in-depth analysis of industry trends and business strategies. Reading up on industry news helps you stay relevant and gives you insight into where the business is heading, and that's key to navigating your career, I think. Don't you? Okay, let's move on from there. Social media and YouTube channels is another great resource. Don't underestimate the power of social media for staying current with trends and connecting with the acting community. Follow casting directors, acting coaches, and industry insiders on platforms like Instagram for real-time insights and tips. Even X, Twitter. There are ways in which you can fine tune how much time you spend online, but for insights and tips, there's all kinds of really cool things to check out. Also, I would suggest you check out YouTube channels like Actors Academy, which are packed with audition techniques, self-tape tips, acting advice straight from the pros. There's a lot to be said about checking out the social media network. And speaking of online, there are online communities and forums that we need to talk about. Those communities and websites like Reddit's r/acting or Stage 32. Those are fantastic spaces to engage with other actors, ask questions, and share advice. These communities are full of people just like you, navigating the acting world and sharing helpful insights. Listen, it's a great way to network. It's a great way to be updated on trends and to find inspiration from other actors and their journeys. Wow. So there you have it. Some of the best resources to keep you informed, inspired, and ready to take on whatever the acting world throws your way. Remember, staying connected to the industry isn't just about booking your next gig, right? It's about growing your knowledge, staying adaptable, and making sure you're always evolving as an artist. There are so many different resources out there. I am so grateful that you're using me as a resource. This is Casting Actors Cast, and I am so grateful that you're there. Listen, if you haven't considered this yet, I'd love for you to consider sending me one of your audition tapes, your self tape with an audition, because I'm going to be doing an episode that evaluates you live on the air. So send me your self tape. You can go to the website, castingactorscast.com. You can click on that form that says dive into the talent pool. You can even submit right there, but also make sure you leave me permission to be able to use your video in an upcoming episode. Those have been so helpful in the past. I'd love to maybe do one or two coming up, just so that you can get a sense from me how I'm perceiving those self-submit demo reels. No, how demo reels, those self-submit auditions, self-tapes. That's what I mean, self-tapes. So listen, thank you so much for listening to Casting Actors Cast. I'm Jeffrey Dreisbach, and I'll catch you the next time. Thanks.
Are you wishing for acting success? Are you ready with audition techniques for theater, film, and television? Are you ready with proven methods for growing your talent? Are you ready to boost your business? It would help if you had a playbook to guide you. Now, there's Jeff's Jots, the Actor's Career Playbook by Jeffrey Dreisbach. Jeff's Jots at Amazon.com, CastingActorsCast.com, available in paperback, hardcover, or ebook. Stop wishing and start doing with Jeff's Jots, the Actor's Career Playbook.